I see people debating by the daily about Errol Spence's pound for pound status, and I'm about to clarify my stance on it, supported by Truth and Facts. This is Boxing Clinic, and more y'all know what it is, back on the boxing grind. And Errol the True Spence is definitely a pound for pound type fighter. I mean, especially by the way a lot of people judge other fighters. For years, people were saying Golovkin was a pound for pound type fighter when he didn't have pound for pound type name on his resume. For years, you got that from Gennady Golovkin and his supporters saying he was pound for pound number one, but he didn't take any risks and he didn't beat anybody that was close to being pound for pound on that list for many years. If you go Prosper, Rosado, Willie Monroe, Dominic Wade, Matthew Macklin, Martin Murray, which I think was his most solid win before the Daniel Jacobs fight. I mean, David Lemieux, he was never close to being pound for pound or any good. He was just a power puncher with some good, hand speed for his power puncher. He had fluid hands, and they use the argument and say, well, people didn't want to fight Gennady Golovkin. People fear to get in the ring with him. Well, look, it's the same thing with Errol Spence, right? People was fearing to get in the ring with Errol Spence, and Errol Spence is almost 10 years younger than Gennady Golovkin, or something like 7 or 6 or whatever years younger. And Gennady Golovkin been a pro longer than Errol Spence, and Errol Spence has already, had two formidable foes, in a guy in Chris Algieri who fought, Manny Pacquiao and Ruslan Provodnikov and stepped on that stage and fought a legend. And Errol Spence, compared to what the legend did to Chris Algieri, he destroyed him quickly, fast, in a hurry. You know what I'm saying? He destroyed Leonard Bundu, which Keith Thurman didn't do. So he's already won up some of the welterweights top and best and some of boxing's best, in the grand scheme of things. He did what he was supposed to do in Kell Brook. When can you say that Gennady Golovkin went to somebody's backyard, before the Canelo fight, because Vegas is backyard, because you get a lot of gifts there, according to popular belief. When can you tell me any fighter that went abroad and won their first world title and went to the guy's backyard and whooped him and stopped him in the nature he did? Terrence Crawford didn't even stop Ricky Burns. He couldn't even stop Ricky Burns. He went over there and got a title, but Errol Spence didn't leave it to the judges. He snatched the title away from Kell Brook, and he's had formidable wins. He is feared by y'all. I mean, people say, the eye test, and people don't want to fight him. I mean, Errol Spence is one of the most duck fighters right now. Is the most duck fighter. He does wear the Paul Williams moniker of being duck. So a lot of people are trying to, switch their stance, but these are the same people that was trying to, put Golovkin on top of the pound for pound list for clout and for fear and clout. People say, his clout is based on everybody's fearing him. Nobody wants to get in the ring with him. And that's the same thing for Errol Spence. So how can he not be a pound for pound type fighter when they trying to put a guy like Alexander Usyk in there who got some work to do? And if you look, skill for skill, Errol Spence is a better fighter than Alexander Usyk. Usyk is very amateurish and got an amateur style, and he's going to improve on that and become more of a professional type style. It's just going to happen with time. I believe that he's got a good team with Lomachenko training him. But like I said, now people want to talk about, Spence fans are crazy. He shouldn't be pound for pound. Why not? When years you guys try to artificially rank Triple G pound for pound, and when he fought Curtis Stevens, that he wasn't even ranked in the top 15 in any sanctioned belt body. They paid for that to happen. They requested for him to be ranked to be sanctioned for Gennady Golovkin, but you don't hear people talking about that. I talked about this stuff for years, and I put this bug in people's ears for years, and people don't want to listen. I was telling this guy, he's a hype job, and Errol Spence wants to fight the best. He's a world titleist, and he should be pound for pound. How many people how many people have the skill that Errol Spence has? Not too many. And he got the names on his resume for most part to stack up with the rest of these guys. Who's the best guy Terrence Crawford fight? Victor Postal? Come on, Victor Postal. He all right. He ain't better than Kell Brook. And I understand, people want to say, this guy got this many belts. Belts don't really mean nothing nowadays. Belts is handed to guys. And Julius Ndongo, I mean, he's a good fighter, but would he beat Lamont Peterson at 140? I don't know. It's a good fight. I can't say. But I respect what Crawford did, and he's definitely number one pound for pound because his resume, but when you talk about the best fighter he's faced, it's not better than Kell Brook, in my opinion, or the version of Kell Brook Errol Spence faced. And people want to, they want to use, certain things for their convenience. But at the end of the day, you can't change the scale of pound for pound. Errol Spence is definitely pound for pound. He's in my top 5, but he got to be in there in the top 10. We gonna